of you. Kind of talk me through the specific attempts to contact the defendant and Marcy about Colt's unexcused absences. And the time frame I'm referencing is October 28th of 22 through January 4th of 23. So about, I guess, a little over 2 months there.
Sure. Mr. Cuddy is our attendance person and our student success coach, and he began at 5 unexcused absences, which is on our policy, and we could not get mom. The number was not in service.
Okay.
At 5, he calls for several days trying to get her. Called dad, could not get anybody there. Was asking for excuses, that kind of thing, medical excuses. On the 11th, he called Colt in and talked to him just to let him know that he didn't call him in. He called them and said he's been out 4 days. We wanted to check on him. The first, he called both parents, no answer from either parents. Both mailboxes were full and unable to leave messages. On the first, he also was at 7 unexcused absences, so he expressed concern and asked for medical excuses or parent notes when Colt returned to school.
Okay. Was that one via email that he was reaching out at that point? And
Yes.
you said the first, is that November 1st of 2022?
Yes, November 1st, sorry.
Okay.
November 2nd, he called both parents, no answer, mailboxes were full. The second, he provided all the unexcused dates, requested medical excuses again by Friday at the latest.
Okay, so this is November, sorry to cut you off, that's November 2nd, so we're about 2 months into, or right at 2 months into Colt being enrolled in your school. He's at 7 unexcused absences?
Correct.
Okay, you can continue.
Also that day, defects called the school, and they were visiting the home, and the next day, all 3 of the siblings were back in school.
Okay. And I guess that was, you said, on November 2nd.
Correct.
And a few days later, starting on November 7th, what was going on with Mr. Cuddy trying to get a hold of them?
So he received a September 29th note for the 5-day review there. Also, going down to the 7th, we have to call and have a conference with parents. He called both parents. Both lines resulted in a busy signal, and we could not get through.
Okay. You said that's y'all's policy. Once you get to 7 unexcused absences, you want to meet with the
We require
parents.
parents to come in and meet with us so we can provide support and figure out a way that we can work together to have a student be in school.
Gotcha. And you said he was not able to get in touch with either of them?
We were not at that time, no.
Okay. And then moving forward to, I think, November 9th of 22?
And it continued for several days that we could not get through. He asked our registrar to call and try to get through. And then defects was involved again on the 14th, trying to get in touch with mom.
Okay.
And
what notable incident were y'all alerted to on November 14th of 2022?
that mom and the younger siblings were moving back to Fitzgerald, but Colt was staying with his dad.
Okay. And then also on November 14th of 2022, tell me what else happened that day.
Mr. Cuddy and I, we were up to 10 absences, and we were not able to reach anyone, so we made a home visit.
So you as the principal went out to the house to try to track this kid down?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And we did speak with Grandma that day.
Okay. But did not make contact with Colt?
We did not.
Okay.
Mr. Cuddy comes to my office every day and gives me an update on students and where we are, and making the home visit and seeing the graffiti and knowing that Colt was troubled and needed some help.
Okay. Nothing further.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.